Alright, I titled this thing Nikon P900 Focus Matters. And, you know, I'm going to just show you how to focus in a camera a little bit and show you the difference in it. I leave it up to the viewer to make up their own minds on what they're seeing. Now, this part right here really doesn't pertain to the focusing, but throughout the video, I'll show you different focuses and show you why it's important to focus, and leave it up to you. Like I say, I'm not going to make any claims except for the fact that, you know, focus does matter. Either way you look at it, if you don't get it in focus, now this is a little time lapse, but if you don't get it in focus, you're gonna not get the true definition of what you're looking at. All right, so take it as you will, take it for what it's worth, and make up your own mind, your own decision. There's Venus during the day. Look at that. Let's see, I thought I had this thing on high. Look at this. Now I got my compensation exposure turned down. What? It's pretty obvious. It's still daytime. I do believe it's a little after 5:30, something like that. Yep, it's 5:35. And here we go. And look at, what do you know? What do you know? Try to give you the longest screen time I can right here. So this is during the day. I'll turn the compensation exposure back up and show you again here. And this is Venus. Manual focus on it. I know I'm going to get called in for dinner here soon. And I'm hungry. So if I shut this camera off and go running, that's because I'm hungry. And as soon as I get done eating, I'll be back out here filming again. But I do these so I can find the best focus that I can with this Nikon Coolpix P900, my little mini Hubble I call it. And I see this better than I actually do in my telescope. This is better than the little telescope I got. Now I know there's bigger telescopes out there, better telescopes, that probably will show you a little more detail about it. But, and again, I call this my little Hubble. Wait till you see some pictures. Well, you'll see them because I'm in the process of already making a video of Sirius when I got Sirius in the proper focus. It's not as interesting as what a lot of people show it is, but I think you'll find that my video is very interesting, especially being that I got really good focus on it. I focused it the best I could. And I think it's, to me, it's more interesting than some of the other ones. Not as colorful, but just as interesting. And another thing I find with a lot of people that are posting these videos, when they convert it, and I've done it too, I'm guilty, just as everybody else, but I'm going to at least admit it. You know, we add contrast, saturation, and color to them. And I've been just posting the videos just as they come off my camera. I will tell you on my videos when I do mess with the contrast, the saturation, brightness, or even the enhanced denoise. The enhanced denoise is pretty good because it really doesn't manipulate the video too much. Just gets rid of some of the crap fuzziness or whatnot around on your camera. But there's a couple of ways you can videotape these stars, and one of them is in the sports mode. You can use your manual focus in it. Also, you can set your contrast on your camera. Now, I do set my contrast on the camera up a little bit, but I'm not manipulating the video in my program. Matter of fact, I'd like to see if black and white will let me videotape this. So I'm going to shut this off and go to black and white settings and see if it will let me do a manual focus on it. I've never tried the manual focus on the black and white setting. Let it get past it. Let it finish moving here. No, it will not let me use the manual focus in this, so I'm on autofocus. So we're just going to go ahead and zoom in on it all the way. And actually, it's pretty good. Um, not too bad. Let me zoom back out on it and show you this in the sky, the black and white sky. Okay. And this is where I talk about how it flares out. Okay, you get this flaring occurs. Yep, and there it goes. And then, okay, well, wait a minute, might flare back. Look, almost in every one of them you get this smiley face. And almost every star that you zoom in on when it does this flaring. And I just say that the camera can't focus on it right at this moment. So if I back out a little bit, it might focus. There we go. Well, no, not quite. It's trying. Back out just a little bit more. Maybe it'll focus. And okay. It still doesn't want to focus. It's flaring again. Alright. Okay, same results. It just flares back up. Alright. And that's not a proper focus. I've got videos out there that I might even take them off the internet because of the appearance of them. Because this is what we get. And that's just due to the way the camera is it's, see, look at that. I mean, that's crazy. And that's flaring. It's a prime example of what happens. Um, you know, sometimes you can get it to stay, but it still doesn't do you any good because that is not the proper focus. Now, they're interesting, yes, but proper, no. So again, I might take down some of my videos showing this crap because this is not what it looks like. About even this. Dusk to dawn mode. I do a little short video on it. Then my food is ready. I'm going to go eat my dinner. A wheel within a wheel, but I still don't think that that's a proper focus. It's the camera playing tricks on us. Alright, I hope you all understand. Like I said, I might take some of my videos down due to the fact that I'm finding that a lot of this is baloney crap. Now that's a little better. See, I finally focused in on it. Oh, oh, look at that. Bing. Alright. That's what you're seeing right there. It finally went into focus. And then it's out of focus again. So, prime example. Great example, actually, of what we're seeing. So, don't be fooled. And I'm going to try to use my little mini Hubble to give you the best videos of the stars I can. Alright, thanks for watching. Okay, there we go. We got Venus and we got the moon. So, I'm going to shoot for Venus first. I got it on manual focus. And it is a little darker in the sky. So you see as I'm coming into it how it gets out of focus. There's this big round ball. Okay. Now I'm going to focus it in a little bit. A little more. A little more, a little more, a little more. Keep focusing it. Okay. Now we get it down there. And I'll just finish zooming in on it here. And there's full zoom. to try to focus it a little bit more. If you go past it, it gets big. Okay, see how it got bigger? And it looks pretty cool there. So, you know, we could... Here, let's just leave it right there. And let you see it while it's a little bit bigger than normal. And then I'm gonna go ahead and focus it while it's coming down here. There you go. There's a nice focus on it. Again, I also want to do a time lapse of the moon and Venus here. So I'm gonna let this thing come across the screen one time. Stop, Smoochy Poochie. My boo-boo baby. My little doggy. My 80-pound doggy. My 80-pound dogger. You're a good girl, boo-boo. Bendy Sue is her name. My dog's name's Bendy Sue. Okay. A lesson in focusing in on a star. Yeah. Okay. This is the moon. Okay. Now, I'm going to focus in on it just to show you how this focus works. So people can start putting out the real stars from this Nikon. And look at there. Let's zoom in on it here. See, we're still not quite focused all the way. And we're going to focus it up. We're going to get some focus here. We're going to start seeing some detail in it. There we go. A little closer. All right. Now, see if I can't focus it a little bit more. Okay, see how it comes out of focus? Let's get them craters to show up. There they are. There we go. There's a good focus. So there's another good example of being focused. And I hope when people watch this, they'll see that focusing on whatever you're shooting at, it means a big deal. It's a big thing. Okay. Let me try one other thing. Can't get it. Okay. Only in time lapse will you actually get the glow of the moon. Not unless I just ain't working this camera quite right, but I'm pretty sure I should get it. And I get a little bit of it, but not what I get on a time lapse. Okay. So I'm going to go to a time lapse and get the moon and Venus in this time lapse. Okay, that, my friends, is Polaris. And that's in focus. And what I'm going to do is just let it sit there. That's at full zoom, and it's on manual focus. You're just going to let it sit there for 15 minutes. See what happens. All right, as you can tell, that this star's not moving. So this is Polaris. Most all the other stars I got to chase. This one I just got my camera set in one place, and there it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up so we don't have to sit here for the rest of this, 15 minutes and just sit here and look at a little dot of light. And I'm going to let you observe it at this full speed, and you'll see that Polaris does move. So I'm gonna say, uh, right now I'm gonna start it up, um, or speed it up. So again, we don't have to watch it forever. But I'm gonna put in a, a transition right here, real quick, and that is where I'm gonna start speeding it up at. All right, here we go. I sped this up 5 times faster, and I placed this arrow here um, at the beginning of it, so you can see how far Polaris does move. Um, you know, Everybody says, "Oh, you're not zooming in on Polaris. That's not Polaris." But let me tell you, I see Polaris every night in the same spot. With the naked eye, it seems to stay there. But when you zoom in on it fully, and anybody with a Nikon Coolpix P900 can find this out on their own, they don't really need me to show them. But I do wish that some of these other people would put out some videos, showing that Polaris is moving. Um, and that way, it uh, stops all the dispute about it. Um, and this is what I discovered one night, because I was under the impression that Polaris didn't move at all. But of course, when zoomed in, it moves, but with the naked eye, it appears to stay in the same spot because you're not, um, you're not zooming in with eagle eye on it. All right. So, and yeah, I bumped my camera. So sorry about that. um, every now and then I go out and check it, and uh, I think I bumped it with my foot that night. But it goes right back to the same spot because I didn't really uh, bump it. I moved my controller wire for my remote, and that's what kind of moved it. All right, so you can just sit there and continue to watch it. It's almost done. And then I'm going to put a video of Sirius on here, focusing. Okay, let's play around with the focus. Okay, you can focus it there. That's Sirius. Like I say, I believe that's out of focus. Very interesting, though. I mean, just let it go by twice. Also in the aperture, I got the contrast set at max, the image sharpening set at max, and the saturation set at max. Alright, on this part I slowed it down a little bit and used my zoom tool so you could get a little closer look look at it. And I had to split this little part that I did 3 times and crop it. So it's going to jump here and it's going to jump one more time. But I'm doing this so you can see, up close and personal. I could probably zoom it in more, but then I'd have to split it up 10 times, to give you a little better view. All right, so again, this is out of focus, and I'll do a little part where it is in focus up close, and then I'll do a backward focus where it goes backwards, and we'll do a little zoom up on that and do the same thing. All right, you can obviously see too where I've changed the color. Well, I should say the contrast, the saturation, and the brightness on it. All of them are plus 33. Also wanted to give you a little color variance of it, a little contrast, a little brightness setting. And I'm going to do that, all 3 of those settings in 3 little parts of this. I know this video is getting quite long, but observations, you can check it out yourself. You can do these things yourself. This isn't, I don't have a Photoshop, so these aren't Photoshop. I'm just doing it with these little settings that I have in my conversion program. Compensation exposure turned all the way up to +2, and on the little bar to the left of when you got it on manual, it's all the way up. So all the settings are all the way up on it. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to focus in on it. was funny last night is I got it, and it actually, I think it looked bigger. Maybe because I was going through all the atmosphere. Who knows? Alright, this part here is where I get it into focus as best as possible. You know, I uh, slowed this down and cropped it too, just like the other one. Maybe I didn't crop it as close, but I think I got them pretty close. I tried to double check it and get it as close as possible. This part I broke up into like 4 or 5 pieces because I did make it a a little bit longer than that first part. But again, I don't want some of these people that are putting out these videos of the stars to get me totally wrong. But they should, let people know what their settings are and whether or not they're using a UV lens, a polarizer, or any other type of lens that they're putting on their camera. I have no lens or nothing on there. This is just straight camera lens. Um, and, you know, this is why I did it, why I'm doing this, because I do think that focus does matter. But I wanted to give you, totally out of focus, where you're focusing the focus bar is all the way up on the first part. Second one is where I get it focused in, and then the third part is where I take it all the way down to the bottom settings in the focus setting. All right, on the bar. And then this next piece here, I'm gonna even slow it down too. I slowed it down as slow as I can in my conversion program, and um, I changed the color to the saturation, contrast, brightness, all 33 plus 33 on all these settings. Just give you a look at that. Yes, these parts are manipulated, but the other parts aren't. And I'll be the first to tell you, when I use these settings, I try to let you know. And again, I've got videos out there that, I was doing the same thing. I was putting these star videos out, um, not really realizing how out of focus they were. So I don't want people to get me wrong in saying that you can't see any detail in them, because when you do these, it does bring out detail in them. So don't get me wrong, by me saying that, you do need to be in focus. But I think being in focus is really the most important thing, because then you're getting a real view of a star that's in focus, not one out of focus. So, throughout this whole video, I'm showing you how to focus in your camera, and you can take it for what it's worth. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to bring you as truthful as possible to these stars that I can focus in on, and then I leave it up to you how you want to take it. All right. So again, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I try to bring it to you as best as possible. I'll go the other way with the focus. If you look at it that way. And if I want, I'll make it even bigger. When you make it bigger, it brings out all the color. So again, I want to just say that, I want to show the viewers the difference in these focuses, and, you know, I'll be honest, truthful when they are out of focus. I do try to tell you. I even gone back on some of my other videos and, even wrote in the comments section and told people, you realize that this is out of focus, because they see it. And, of course, this right here is more amusing, or looks nicer, and, it's more mystifying when you're looking at them this way than it is when they are in focus. But again, I don't want people to get me wrong. You may see some detail in these. Um, like I say, when we're zooming into the star, all this outer light that you're getting is what the star is emitting. So it's like zooming in on the moon. When you first start zooming in on it, it's just a big, huge glow. But as you get past that light that the moon is emitting, then you start getting more detail. Now, the camera itself isn't strong enough to get, I can't zoom into it like I can the moon. So I'm not going to get the detail, but there's some interesting stuff in these stars when they are out of focus, either which way. As you can tell right here, I added the same thing with the contrast, the saturation, and the brightness. They're all at plus 33. So I'm not trying to hide anything, but what I am trying to show you is that you can see stuff in this when it's like this. Now, um, is it in focus? No. But you get a little detail out of it, that's for sure. But I'm not going to make a claim that this is the actual star that you're looking at. I'm making the claim that you're looking at the light that's being emitted from the star. It's like a refracted light, and you can see how far out that light gets emitted from it. And if there was something maybe off to the side close, maybe the light from the star would hit it. But I'm not going to be the one that says this, and I'm not going to be the one making, false claims. I learned how to use this camera a little bit better, so I'm going to be trying to bring you, my version of a star in focus, not somebody else's version of a star out of focus, but they're going to claim that this is the actual star. So again, take it for what it's worth. I'm not telling you believe me or believe anything, but you can always do this yourself if you have the Coolpix P900. All right, again, like, share, subscribe. Use any of my videos you like. I don't hold copyrights, and I tell people you can use my footage all you want. Just don't claim it as yours, and I'll be fine with it. If you want to give me some credit for it, that's fine too. If not, I don't care. All right, y'all have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed the way I presented it. Thanks, and have a good day or good night.